There's no talking amongst floor members. You can't signal to each other one thing or the other that you wish to do in your demonstration. At 11 minutes is when your time will end and you will start accruing time deductions after 11 minutes. Once you finish your demonstration with an adjournment, we will do oral questions. And at the end of your oral questions, you will finish up and we'll send you on your way back home. You are more than welcome to write on the motion card you have in front of you to take notes. Are there any other questions before we begin? All right, you have 1 minute to look at your motion cards. One minute is up. You may begin.
The meeting room will come to order. Is there any new business which should properly come before our chapter at this time?
Madam Chairman.
One.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move that the Cambridge FFA chapter sponsors an SAE grant program to help first-year members start an SAE project beginning in the 2025-2026 school year.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 1 and seconded by 2 that the Cambridge FFA chapter sponsors an SAE grant program to help first-year members start an SAE project beginning in the 2025-2026 school year. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
1.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise in favor of this motion because my younger sister is going to be a freshman in the fall and she's very uncertain of what her SAE project is going to be. So this way, this SAE grant can help them figure out their project and pay for it. And this is also helps every FFA member be able to have a project if they can't afford one. I urge you all to vote yes.
Madam Chairman.
2.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise in favor of this motion because we have many members who do not have the money to pay for an SAE project that could be bigger and that would run and help them at the state level. This would help it, as well as we've done many, we've had many fundraisers this year, so there's nothing but cakes, which would help us have enough money. I rise in favor of this motion.
Madam Chairman. 3.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise against this motion because why would we only include first-year members in this SAE grant? SAEs are an important part of the FFA organization, and they are important throughout a student's career. I encourage a no vote.
Madam Chairman.
5.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise in favor of this motion. Our current freshman, Libby Edmond, got a grant just like this, and it helped her so much in her SAE. We also have great incoming freshmen like Anna Dubit that would need this a lot. I encourage a yes vote.
Madam Chairman.
4.
I rise against this motion because last year we did a grant similar to this, and the only one of our members, Libby Edmond, took the chance to do it. And there's way too many students in our upcoming freshman class for all of them to be able to get a grant, so I just don't think it would be fair to all of our upcoming members. So I urge you all to vote no to this motion.
Madam Chairman.
2.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Many of our members are involved in baseball and softball. I move to suspend the rule that keeps us from hosting meetings after 7 p.m.
Second. It has been properly moved by 2 and seconded by 5 to suspend the rule that prevents us from having meetings after 7 p.m. We will now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by standing. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. With 2 in the affirmative and 3 in the negative, this motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
1.
I rise to a question of privilege.
Please state your question.
May I take off my jacket? It's getting quite warm in here.
No, you may not. This is an official FFA meeting. Thank you.
Appeal.
Appeal has been called for. Do I have a second?
Second.
It has been properly moved by 1 and seconded by 5 to overturn the chair's decision. This is debatable for the side wishing to overturn the chair's decision. Is there any debate? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote on upholding the chair's decision. All those in favor of upholding the chair's decision, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion passes.
Madam Chairman.
3.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 3 and seconded by 2 to adjourn this meeting. This is not debatable or amendable and requires a majority vote. We'll now proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
5.
I move to postpone this matter to the June FFA meeting.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 5 and seconded by 2 to postpone this matter to the June FFA meeting. This is debatable and amendable and requires a majority vote. Do I have any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
5.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise in favor of this motion. Right now, softball and track are in full run, and we have no time to discuss this right now. Postponing it to June will give us more time and to find our freshmen that will need this. I encourage a yes vote.
Madam Chairman.
2.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. As we have just selected a new officer team, this will give them plenty of time to come up with the fundraisers we would need for the money and decide who we are going to pick, as we have a wide group variety of freshmen this upcoming year. I encourage a yes vote to this motion.
Madam Chairman.
1.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise against this motion. In June, we have state convention, our local county fair, and the Washington, D.C. tour, so we just simply do not have enough time in June. Now is the best time to do this. I urge a no vote.
Do I have any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote on postponing this matter to the June FFA meeting. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Madam
A
Chair.
division has been called for by floor member number 5. We'll now proceed to vote by standing. All those in favor, please signify by standing. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. With 2 in the affirmative and 3 in the negative, this motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
4.
I move to limit individual debate to 1 minute.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 4 and seconded by 2 to limit individual debate to 1 minute. This is not debatable, but it is amendable and requires a 2/3 vote. Is there any amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote by standing. All those in favor, please signify by standing. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. With 2 in the affirmative and 3 in the negative, this motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
3.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move to postpone this matter indefinitely.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 3 and seconded by 4 to postpone this matter indefinitely. This is debatable and not amendable and requires a majority vote. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
3.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I encourage us all to kill this motion because it is not only costly, but it is also excluding our members such as Olivia Brown and Mackenzie Peck that are wishing to start an SAE but do not have the funds for it. Why would we fund people that are just starting their career and not fund people that still have the same want and need for the FFA organization? I encourage us all to kill this motion.
Madam Chairman. 4.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I urge us all to kill this motion. Is as floor member number 3 already stated, there's many members that are going to be seniors this year that don't even have their own SAE, and they don't have the money to start. So why would we be paying for the upcoming members to be able to start an SAE when there's juniors in high school that don't even have one? I urge us all to kill this motion.
Madam Chairman. 5.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise against killing this motion. Me personally, I've learned so much from my equine placement SAE, like leadership and responsibility. Giving these freshmen this same opportunity will lead them to help in their future endeavors. I encourage a no vote.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote on postponing this matter indefinitely. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
1.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move to refer this matter to the Growing Leaders Committee to report back at our next regularly scheduled FFA meeting.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 1 and seconded by 3 to refer this matter to our Growing Leaders Committee to report back at our next regularly scheduled FFA meeting. This is debatable and amendable and requires a majority vote. Do I have any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
1.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise in favor of this motion for 2 main reasons. Number 1, the Growing Leaders program of activities needs a Growing Leaders event, and this would be a perfect fit for that. And secondly, there are plenty of freshmen on our new Growing Leaders Committee selected for this year that could give their input into why they want this grant. I urge a yes vote.
Madam Chairman.
3.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Although floor member number 1 makes a great point with referring this, we also have to consider that the Growing Leaders Committee in our chapter is the smallest committee and only has about 20 members compared to the 80 in our chapter. I encourage a no vote.
Madam Chairman.
2.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I encourage a no vote to this motion because if we refer to the growing matters, people like John Stevens and Josh Horry, they're just going to fight about what they think is best, but even though they're seniors, so it wouldn't even apply to them. I encourage a no vote to this motion.
Do I have any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote on referring this matter to our Growing Leaders Committee to report back at the next regularly scheduled FFA meeting. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
4.
I rise for a question of parliamentary inquiry.
Please state your question.
How many votes are required in today's assembly to pass the main motion?
In today's assembly, a majority vote is required, which is 3 votes. Thank you.
Madam Chairman.
5.
I move to amend the main motion by striking out first-year members and adding in all-year members so that the main motion then reads, I move that the Cambridge FFA chapter sponsors a SAE grant program to help all members start an SAE project beginning in the 2025 to 2026 school year.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 5 and seconded by 4 to amend the main motion by striking first and inserting all so that the main motion then reads, I move that our FFA chapter sponsors an SAE grant program to help all year members start an SAE project beginning in the 2025-2026 school year. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chairman.
5.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise in favor of this amendment. All members would like the opportunity, and this will give them a fair chance to apply to this grant. This would also give every single member to do a good job in their proficiency and possibly make it to the state level. I encourage a yes vote.
Madam Chairman.
4.
I rise in favor of this amendment because many of our upcoming freshmen are unsure if they even want to be being part of FFA. And many of our freshmen are required to take an ag class because of ag biology. So I think it would be best if we spread it out to the entire high school so everyone has a chance for this grant. I urge a yes vote to this amendment.
Madam Chairman.
1.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise against this motion because the sophomores, juniors, and seniors in FFA have had plenty of time to figure out an SAE and get help that they need from our chapter. There's foundational SAEs they can do and ones that don't require money, but our new upcoming freshmen, this will give them the chance to use this grant as they are just beginning their SAE projects. I encourage a no vote.
Madam Chairman.
2.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise against this motion because then we would have to give a grant to one in every single grade, and we just don't have that kind of money. I encourage a no vote to this motion.
Madam Chairman.
3.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I rise against this amendment because although it does go along with the FFA motto of learning to do, this would still increase the outreach, which means we would have to increase the money that is needed for this SAE grant, and that is just too costly at the moment. I encourage a no vote.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote on the amendment that inserts all and strikes first. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Madam Chairman.
2.
I move for a 5-minute recess.
Second.
It is properly moved by 2 and seconded by 1 for a 5-minute recess. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Division.
A division has been called for. Now proceed to vote by standing. All those in favor, please signify by standing. Thank you. All opposed, please stand. Thank you. 2 in the affirmative, 3 in the negative. This motion fails. We will now proceed to vote on the main motion. That reads, I move that our FFA chapter sponsors a SAE grant program to help first-year members start an SAE project beginning in the 2025-2026 school year. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Madam Chairman,
4.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
It has been properly moved by 4 and seconded by 1 to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those say no. Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Please rise for questioning.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get some oral questions taken care of here. Delegate number 1, you had appeal. First question. Name 2 unamendable privileged motions that an appeal yields to.
An appeal would yield to a adjourn and a question of privilege.
Your second question. If the chair's response to a parliamentary inquiry was that a motion was currently not in order, what 3 steps would be necessary to obtain a vote of the assembly on the chair's response?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yes, ma'am. If the chair's response to a parliamentary inquiry was that a motion was currently not in order, what 3 steps would be necessary to obtain a vote of the assembly on the chair's response?
You would have to vote on the pending main motion and then re-vote on the current motion.
Thank you. Number 2, you had suspend the rules. Describe the standard descriptive characteristics for the motion to suspend the rules that relate to seconding, the vote required for adoption, and if it can be made when another member has the floor.
Could you repeat that?
Describe the standard descriptive characteristics for the motion to suspend the rules that relate to seconding, the vote required for adoption, and if it can be made when another member has the floor.
I'm sorry, could you just repeat that one more time?
Last time. Describe the standard descriptive characteristics for the motion to suspend the rules that relate to seconding, the vote required for adoption, and if it can be made when another member has the floor.
It cannot be made when another member has the floor. And it cannot be adopted.
Your second question. Robert's Rules of Order newly revised lists 5 types of rules that cannot be suspended by any vote. Name 3 of these rules.
I'm not too sure.
Delegate number 3, you had adjourn. The privileged motion to adjourn is made in an unqualified form. What does that mean?
An unqualified form means that there is no time set for when to adjourn, and there is no qualifications for when to adjourn.
Your second question. Name 3 parliamentary steps that are in order while the privileged motion to adjourn is pending.
Can you repeat that question?
Name 3 parliamentary steps that are in order while the privileged motion to adjourn is pending.
3 parliamentary steps that are in order are to fix the time to adjourn, to second, and to reconsider.
Thank you. Delegate number 4, you had limit debate. Name 3 ways that the motion to limit or extend limits of debate can limit debate.
It can change how long you can talk about a motion, how long you're talking about the motion, and how many times each floor member gets to have a discussion for that motion.
Second question, an order limiting debate to 1 debate per person on a main motion is in place. Can a member move to extend the limits of debate to 2 debates per person? Explain your answer.
Yes, they can, because the motion limit debate is amendable.
Number 5, you had postpone indefinitely. What are the 2 types of orders of the day?
2 types of orders of the day are qualified and unqualified.
Name 2 ways the subsidiary motion to postpone to a certain time may be amended.
It may be amended by the time and the place.
And last but not least, Madam Chairperson, after a debatable motion is made and seconded, what 3 statements may the chair make after restating the motion to invite debate?
The 3 statements that the chair may make is that they can say whether or not is it amendable, whether or not it has been seconded, and what the vote on that motion is.
We have a 2-part question for your second question. First part, how does the presiding officer speak of himself or herself?
The presiding officer refers to himself as the chair.
When should the presiding officer refer to members by their name?
The presiding officer should refer to members by their name in a discussion.
Very good. Thank you all very much. I'm going to ask that you leave your motion cards on your chair as well as your numbers, and you may exit the room.